It's cooling down at the Cosmopolitan. We actually had a fight up at that pool this past spring. Now we're inside here in their ballroom. And our opening bout, Edison Miranda, a massive trash-talking, huge-punching character of the game. Again, violent challenger taking on the Cuban Yordanis Despaigne. This was the weigh-in yesterday. Watch Miranda on the right side, covering up the face of Despaigne. Despaigne, we blurred it there, but offered up a one-finger salute back to Miranda. That kind of atmosphere leading up to this fight that many, you talk ringside, are surprised as a co-feature. They feel it should be a main event. Good matchup here. Miranda now 30 years old. He is 34-5. Despaigne 6'1", 175. And Despaigne a record of 8-1 and 4 knockouts. A closer look at the Cuban star. You can insert the name of any Cuban boxer and fill in the same story, like so many of his countrymen, testing the waters as a promising pro. He was a top amateur star under the tight, strangling communist regime there. He was an 04 Olympian. Beat Jean Pascal, lost Andre Durrell in those games. At age 29, defected to this country. Had 329 amateur fights. That's in the rearview mirror, though. Came here at the same time as Rigondeaux, his teammate, and Udell Johnson. Took on a huge challenge this past March. Faced off with fellow unbeaten prospect Ismail Salak. Suffered his first loss. Used Buddy McGirt for that fight to his old trainer. He had him for all his pro fights. And that is Eric Castaños. We take you back to the night in Florida against Salak. Both fighters get a lot of credit for taking the fight. Salak very skilled. Yordanis went down the second, was bloodied over both eyes in the third, fought on hard, but it was too much to overcome. And there is Edison Miranda, 30 years old, 34-5 record. He's a natural-born survivor. He was abandoned by his mother as an infant in Colombia. Was abused by the family friends he was left with. Worked as a child starting at age 9, but boxing was his salvation. Started at age 16, had 152 amateur bouts, turned pro at age 20. Struggled through tough times fighting in the Dominican Republic, but then got his shot in South Florida and came charging on as a hard-punching prospect. He's had plenty of big fight experience, not much of it good. Had a controversial title shot against Abraham in 06. Kelly Pavlik knocked him out. And we take you back here to Montreal. Lucien Miranda dismantled in the third round. An uppercut nailed him. He went down, got up unsteady on his feet, so the ref stopped it. That was in an IBF title fight that night.
Again, I want to caution. Any punchable points right here are going to be called low. Golpes debajo de este punto ser llamado bajo. That said, I want you to obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times. Obedezcan mis mandos y protegerse a sus mismos siempre. With that said, I want you to touch them up. Good luck to both of you. Tóquenlo. Buena suerte.
Vic Dracolich, the referee, scheduled for 10. Let's see how the fighters will keep their edge. Brought to you by Just Win Mustache.
We'll start with Despaigne. Box outside, set your right hand up, and set up the uppercut. But Miranda pushed forward, especially early, to try to establish for yourself and not let him set the tone.
Miranda now fighting at light heavyweight. Remember, early on in his career, he was a contending middleweight. Fought Arthur Abraham back in 06 for the IBF middleweight title. Stepped up to 168. Fought as high as 182 in his last fight. Came in tonight at 174.
Miranda's lost 2 of his last 4. He's 8 pounds less than his last fight. Three of Miranda's 5 losses, Joe, by knockout. But in fairness, should be pointed out, all the losses were to world champions. He cannot win that A level. But Despaigne has not won at that level either, as you talked about, having lost his last fight to a very good undefeated contender.
Now That was on Friday Night Fights against Ismail Salak back on March 4th. Fight that took place in Disney's Wide World of Sports. Talking about the class of competition Miranda's been in with in recent fights. 4 fights ago, Andre Ward. 2 fights ago, we showed you the footage against Butte.
Despaigne's body looks like Hercules, but his mind is the mind of a boxer. That's his temperament. That's what he's comfortable with, and you can see it right now. Looking to stay on the outside, and you would expect him to establish the jab a little bit. Miranda, he looks for one shot. I can tell you right now, he's not going to win a decision here. He will be probably outworked by Despaigne, but he doesn't care about that. He figures if he can land the one he wants to land, that will take care of everything.
He landed one of the best one-shot knockout punches that we've ever seen back in January 2008 against David Banks. A thunderous right hand that had Banks through the ropes down in South Florida. There's Miranda trying to chase down Despaigne with a right hand.
You can see Despaigne roll the ring. Glad to have plenty of room in that ring. Miranda would be better with less room.
Very well there as we come to the end of round number 1. Good right hand by Despaigne. Miranda hurt.